Friday night at Indiana, Sunday presentation college here at Worthington Arena. Then next week at Colorado State, a trip to UC Santa Barbara. Got road games with Arkansas, Washington State, Omaha on the schedule. Go to Denver, who will be much better this season. It'll be a tough, grinding road for the Cats in non-conference play.
It will be. This is a team you're not going to judge by their non-conference record. They're going to probably be below 500, but this is a team that's got to get their young and new players ready for conference play.
So Montana State will be at the defensive end of the floor as they open the second half, down 50-34. Utah State gives it to the hands of Crew Ainge. It's tipped up top, nearly a backcourt by Miller. But he gathers it in before he gets across that midcourt line. Merrill to Miller on the right wing, back to Merrill, steps inside the arc, right wing jumper in there from 18 feet away. Picks up where he left off in the first half. He is up to 23 points to lead the way for the Aggies. It's 52-34.
Well, and he's making it look easy too. That is a very efficient 8 for 12 from the field to get that 22.
Last year had one of the greatest shooting seasons in Utah State history. Picking up right where he left off. Montana State has it, down 18 at home. Blevins in the paint, a drop off to Kirby, a two-handed jam on the baseline for the sophomore from Chandler, Arizona. First bucket of his sophomore season.
Nice patient offensive possession there for the Bobcats. Moved the ball around, everybody touched it. Kirby gets a drop off.
Now foul away for the ball. Tyler Hall called for a hold down in the post. Second foul on Hall, first of the half on Montana State. 19:05 left. Aggies 52, Bobcats 36 in a Mountain West Big Sky matchup. Ainge for the Aggies drives in on Daniels, goes over the top of him and flips it in there with the right hand. First bucket for Crew Ainge, the son of Danny Ainge. 54-36 in favor of the Aggies. 18:47 to go, left side, Blevins on the block, pivots out, goes in the corner, brings it out to Daniels. The Bobcats try to move it around the arc. Now Daniels drives, gets a little bump from behind on his way in, and he'll have a couple of free throws. Ainge picks up his first foul, first of the half on Utah State. Russell Daniels heads to the foul line.
I really like that penetration by Daniels. Something he's got to do throughout this season. Put some pressure on that defense, break it down, and get into the paint. That time it looked like he had an opportunity to score if Cuda hadn't come over and blocked it.
Just talking with Coach Fish about how Daniels has acclimated to the team, gets along with his teammates in the locker room. Fish said it all when he made the statement, Russell picks out the music in the locker room. Pretty big statement there this day and age. That's a big deal for these guys.
That is a big deal. And then more and more you're hearing music during warm-ups and practice and things like that as well. So Russell Daniels will have an impact at least there.
He makes both free throws. Cuts it to a 54-38 Utah State lead. Bobcats slap the floor. They'll try to get after it defensively a little bit. They'll need it against Utah State that shot 50% of the first half. However, here's a drive, another easy bucket for Dwayne Brown Jr. Goes in there, drives inside, gets a left-handed scoop to go in. First three buckets of the half for Utah State have all been pretty easy looks.
Yeah, they're getting penetration. They aren't settling for jump shots at this point.
Daniels has it for Montana State. Bobcats down 56-38. Now it's tipped and stolen by Utah State. Ainge tipped it, Merrill grabbed it. Aggies could make it a 20-point game at the 18:05 mark of the game. Merrill, touch pass inside. It goes to Keita. Hook foul called on Kirby. That'll be his third. Second of the half on Montana State. Bobcats is getting worn down a little bit by the longer and maybe a little more athletic Aggies.
Yeah, and I think just Bobcat bigs are in a learning curve here. Devin Kirby's a first-year player. Haruna's a first-year player in this system, and those two guys have got a long way to go. Big Mac's got a long way to go, defensively especially.
Utah State has it up 56-38, and now an illegal screen call on the Aggies. I think they got that on Keita. That'll be his third. So Whistle Fest continues from the first half. Been a bunch of fouls called in this game. That was the 34th foul, make it 35th foul called of the night. And there's still 17 at 51 to go. And now Nick Karenin drives inside. He got a little contact. He was driven across the end line defensively, and so Montana State turns it over back to Utah State.
Bobcats here just got to maximize possessions. Down 18 with 18 to go here to get back into this. Need a little spurt, a couple shots to fall.
And you got to make up a point a minute the rest of the game to get back into it. 17:41 left. Utah State 56, Montana State 38. Brown on the left corner. Backs Frey down, and now blocking foul called on Frey. His feet didn't move. He bent like a weeble wobble, and as he came back up into Brown, they call a blocking foul on him.
Bobcats just have some tough matchups on the perimeter against Utah State's size. They got big size on the front line. They got big size on the perimeter. Crew Ainge is the only guy really who's under about 6'5".
Merrill off the left into the baseline, lobs it into Brown. They work it around the arc for Utah State. Merrill then runs into the right corner, grabs it, and fires in a 15-footer. Boy, Merrill is impressive. 25 points, closing in on a career high. 58-38, Utah State on top, 17-19 to go. Bobcats spin it around the arc. Blevins gets it from Frey. A crossover, nice take, switches to his left hand, up off the glass, missed it. Kane to the rebound, an athletic one in front of Haruna, and Utah State gets it back. Aggies push it back the other way. Merrill over a Kata screen, 18-footer on the left side, missed it. Tip try missed by Kata, rebounded by Nicarina to the Bobcats. Montana State pushes, Hall crosses over, throws a cross-court skip to Frey. Left wing three, leaves it short up off the glass, and it goes in. And now Haruna back in the other end is down on all fours. The injured, not sure if he got hit in the midsection or maybe took an elbow. So we get a stoppage for Usman Haruna after Harold Frey bangs in a 3-ball.
Yeah, Haruna there on that rebound. Looks like he took a shot to the face, but he's also a little gimpy on that right knee.
The 3-ball by Frey makes it 58-41 Utah State with 16:50 to go. Haruna gets a nice round of applause for the Bobcat fans here in Worthington Arena. Devin Kirby in as the sub. Dortech is a proud sponsor of Montana State Athletics. Dortech for all your garage door needs. Ainge has it for Utah State. Brings it from backcourt to front on the perimeter right. It goes up top to Taylor. Now to Brito, left side. Brown pulls on a 3-ball, leaves it off the back iron. Clangs out right to Montana State's Frey. Speed dribble into the front court with a left hand. Crosses over to his right on the wing in front of the Montana State bench. Now to Hall. Attacks to the elbow, step back, 18-footer. Got knocked to the deck. It's picked off the rim by Utah State. It goes off players for both teams. And it'll be Utah State ball. Looked like Blevins might have touched it last on its way out of bounds.
Yeah, that ball bounced around 3 different guys and eventually ended up in the third row there.
And Tyler Hall a little slow to get up after he got knocked to the ground, puts his hands on his hips, shaking his head as he walks to the bench. Leighton Ricketts comes on for him. That same ankle that had been bothering him from the other night.
Yeah, and I think what you'll see here is the decisions coming in the next couple of minutes. This segment out maybe decides whether or not Tyler Hall is risked at all here in the second half.
16:14 left. Utah State with the ball at 58-41. Brito on the right side to Taylor. Now to Merrill. Curls around behind the screen. Back to Taylor. Right wing 3. You bet. Well, that is a really nice look. Taylor's up to 8 points. Utah State showing some offensive prowess. They lead at 61-41. And then back the other way in transition. A foul called on Utah State's Quinn Taylor, which is his 4th, a kneeing foul. And it takes us. .59 left at Worthington Arena. Utah State 61, Montana State 41. Aggies led it by 16 at halftime. They have stretched it out to 20. 4 minutes into the second half. Montana State has it out of the timeout. An inbound pass to Newman. Missed a layup on the left block. Rebounded by Utah State. Aggies have it with Merrill. Nice feed, but a great steal by Harold Frey. Montana State takes it from Brito. Cats in transition. Scoop pass goes from Frey to Newman to Nicarina. Back up top to Frey. 25-footer. Bangs away left. Foul on the rebound. Called on whom? I believe they get Utah State for backing in underneath Sam Newman, perhaps.
I think it's going to be Brown's going to get this one.
Yep, Dwayne Brown picks up his second foul. It's the 4th foul on Utah State in the half.
Well, that's a nice transition there by the Bobcats. They missed an opportunity to get Harold Frey a wide open three closer to the line. He ended up having to back up and shoot that from distance.
So the Bobcats down by 20, get it back. They'll try to chip away at it with 15:30 to go. Ricketts has it up top to Frey. Gets a screen from Kirby, rolls over it right, still double teamed as he backs it away to Nikarinen. Down the left lane line. In the corner left, Ricketts has it. A dribble, a shot, an 18-footer is in. Layden Ricketts has struggled to this point, but he gets his first shot to go. It comes to the 15-12 mark of the second half, and it makes it 61-43 Utah State. At the other end, a quick drive by Tarion Knight, who was in foul trouble in the first half. Missed it. Followed try by Fakira, misses. Rebound comes down to Bean. He rips it away from Montana State. Another O board for the Aggies, and they'll reset. And now a foul called off ball. It's called on Harold Frey, his third. Team foul number 4 on Montana State. .53 to go. Utah State keeps it after the Bobcat foul. Working around the arc, do the Aggies. Brito gives it to Fakira. Sloppy pass across the top of the key. Brito thought about a three behind the screen. Merrill gets it. Crosses over to his left. Up top, Fakira sets his feet. Pulls the trigger, leaves it strong. Rebounded by Nikarinen at the foul line. And here comes Montana State. Bounce pass comes right into the front court in front of the Bobcat bench to Ricketts. Back to Nikarinen, now to Frey on the left wing. Bounce pass on the left block to Kirby. Posted up on Fakira. Right-handed hook rolls all the way around the rim and falls out left. Brito grabs the rebound for Utah State. Driving it back the other way. An aggressive take by Knight. Missed it. Follow missed as well. Montana State comes away with the board. A lot of tempo, not a lot of points on the board at the moment. Cats down by 18. 14:05 to go. Here's a drive by Nikarinen. Throws it out left. Ricketts pulls on a three and puts it in. It took him a little while to get going, but back-to-back buckets for the native of Livingston makes it 61-46. Cats down by 15 with 13:50 to go.
And Ricketts on his own personal 5-0 run here over the last minute and a half, giving himself a little confidence.
Bobcats will try to get a stop and a score. They need a bunch of those in a row to get back in this one. Down by 15 with 13:38 to go. Brito for Utah State on an inside-out look. That is money in the bank. Brito's up to 6. Both of his buckets coming from distance.
Every time the Bobcats make a little surge, a little 4-0, 5-0 run, Utah State has the answer.
13:22 to go. Cats down by 18 at home. Frey has it for Montana State. Fakes a pass, pulls up for a 15-footer, missed it, and as Kirby grabs the rebound, Bean with a nice open field tackle. And it'll be foul number 5 on Utah State, a baseline out of bounds for the Bobcats.
And Bean, you can see, is just an athletic energy guy for this Aggie squad. He is involved in every rebound on both ends of the court.
Russell Daniels in, along with Kelvin Blevins. Out are Sam Newman and Harold Frey. Tyler Hall also back in as Nikarinen comes to the bench. 13:16 to go. Cats down 64-46. Hall catches the inbound pass on the block left against Merrill. Throws it out to Daniels. Touch pass comes up top to Ricketts. Straight on three. A little bit short. Tip try by Blevins missed. Tip try by Kirby missed. And it comes away to Brito and Utah State. They throw it in the front court to Keta. He pivots on the left, gets away from Kirby, and jams it in with the right. Keta has 4 points, 66-46. Utah State back up 20 with 12:47 to go. Hall has it for Montana State, goes on the left angle, got a little contact from behind, didn't draw the foul, missed the shot. Brito with the board for Utah State. Into a streaking Merrill, left-handed scoop is in behind Kelvin Blevins. 27 for Sam Merrill. 68-46 Utah State on top with 12:25 to go.
A 7-0 run here for Utah State to push it up to a 22-point lead.
Blevins for Montana State has it up top to Hall. Catch and shoot 3 straight on. Rolls all the way around the rim. Did a full lap around the iron before it comes down into the hands of Utah State's John Knight III. Utah State up by 22, 68-46 with 12 minutes to go. Brito a shot fake, steps to his right, got a hand check foul from Russell Daniels, and that's his second. Foul 5 on Montana State, stops the clock with 12:01 to go. A sideline out of bounds coming for Utah State. Devin Kirby subs out. Usman Haruna comes in for Montana State. Fakira on for the Aggies as Kington will go to the bench. Aggies inbounding just right of their own bench. Knight chunks it into Porter. Right-handed dribble across the jump circle. Guarded one-on-one by Daniels. On the right wing, it's in the hands of Miller. Into Fakira, throws it out to Porter on the baseline. Gathers after he dropped it, misses a 15-footer. Rebound is tipped by Tyler Hall, and it goes out of bounds. Utah State will get it when we come back. 11:43 remaining. After the timeout, Utah State has it. It was a scrum on a rebound that Montana State knocked out of bounds. So the Aggies will have it in the midst of a 7-0 run. Inbound pass comes up top to Porter. They work it around the arc. Knight back to Porter. Touch pass in the paint to Brito. Quick ball movement. It goes out on the left side. Knight a drive, a score, a blocking foul, and one. Boy, ball movement by Utah State, very impressive on that possession. Usman Haruna gets called for his third foul. Score the basket by Knight, his first of the day. Make it 70-46, and one more coming at the foul line.
And this is really exemplary of the difference as you move up the food chain in college basketball. Free throw good for Knight there. The bench and the depth that Utah State has is reflective of the Mountain West program, and that's something that Big Sky schools typically have a hard time getting depth at.
Montana State down 25. Hall has it on the right side, catches a dish from Frey, fires a three, and that ball was so pure it barely moved the net. Hall's up to 10. 71-49. Montana State trails with 11:11 to go. Utah State works it around the arc. Keita gets it on the right block. Cross lane pass goes over to Brito. Tonight streaking down the middle of the paint. It's rejected by the Bobcats. Ricketts picks it up. Montana State will try to chip away at this big deficit at home. Blevins on the right side in the corner, guarded by Keita in front of his own bench. Gives it up top. Frey steps to his right, pulls on a three ball off the heel of the rim. Rebound comes down to Miller and Utah State. Knight by himself, he drives, he goes the distance. It's rejected out of bounds off the hand of Tyler Hall. Good block by Tyler Hall to elevate there and knock it away. Utah State will have it on the inbound.
Wouldn't have expected Montana State to be +1 on the blocks here tonight, but they've been able to protect the paint pretty well. Usman Haruna making his presence felt, and Tyler Hall right there.
Devin Kirby comes in for Usman Haruna. Bobcats will again try to start eating away at this gap. Utah State inbounds it on the right baseline. Miller gets it. It goes back to Merrill, who threw in the ball on the left wing. Miller to Merrill in the left corner. Taylor has it. Touch pass back to Merrill. Ball moving side to side against the Bobcat zone. Now Taylor drives in with 9 to shoot. Right-handed hook miss. Keita put back. It's an air ball. Rebounded by Blevins in Montana State. Up the right boundary. He goes with a one-handed dribble. He spins into the lane. Throws it up top. Hall a catch and shoots. Straight on look, and that's in. Even flicks the finger and holds it for good measure. Hall's up to 13. 71-52. Montana State has scored 6 straight.
Been 2 seasons since Tyler Hall saw that open of a look. He had no doubt that was good.
9:59 remains. Aggie lead at 71-52. Knight has it on the far side to Miller. Back to Knight at the top, guarded by Frey. Very patient. Now he goes to Merrill. Right side three, and he responds. 30 for Sam Merrill. 3 away from a career high. 74-52. Utah State in front, but 9:38 to go. Hall has it, a crossover on the left wing. Gets around Miller, throws it up top to Blevin. Steps down that left lane line on the second hash mark. Knocks it off the backboard first. Misses the jumper, rebounded by Merrill and Utah State. Merrill by himself takes it in. Got bumped to the ground by Tyler Hall. They say he was on his way up with the shot. So he'll get a couple of free throws. Third foul on Tyler Hall. 6th of the half on Montana State. make that 7 on the Bobcats. And so Merrill, who is 3 away from a career best, heads to the foul line.
And the Aggies are not taking their foot off the gas. The transition game has picked up more and more and more as they have had some success, been able to get some good looks in transition.
First free throw in there. Merrill last season led the Aggies in scoring, assists, and steals. And in Mountain West Conference play last year, shot 53% from the three-point line.
Yeah, his shot is pure. He's not the greatest athlete ever to play basketball, but he cannot be given an inch. It's just such a quick release. And you watch his shots, they barely feather the net. I mean, that is just consistent, pure.
Makes both free throws, so he is up to 32 points. So his next bucket will give him a new career high. 76-52, Utah State the lead. Montana State sloppy with the ball. Devin Kirby in the corner wasn't ready for the pass from Tyler Hall. Knight the steal. Right corner for Miller. The 3 on the way. Short. Rebounded on the offensive glass by Taylor. Throws it up top. A shot fake and a drive by Knight. Gets in the keyhole and he backs it out. 9 minutes remaining here in Bozeman. Utah State with the ball. Now an offensive foul. A shoulder shimmy by Keita knocks Sam Newman to the deck. It is the 4th foul on Nemius Queta, native of Portugal. The O foul gives the ball back over to Montana State.
And Keita's got a long way to go to understand the college game and really just the U.S. game. But this kid is going to be really, really special.
8:55 remains. Utah State 76, Montana State 52. Bobcats have it. Daniels in the front court, near midcourt. Now he attacks to the arc, goes down the right edge of the paint. Backs it out to Newman, holds the ball over his head, pivots on the left, gives it to a cutting Hall. Hall steps back, guarded by Merrill. Goes down the right side of the lane. Oh, nice teardrop high off the window, and he puts it in. 15 for Hall. Montana State trails at 76-54. 8:28 to go. Utah State trying to open with a victory on the road here in Bozeman. Knight on the left side against the Bobcat zone. Right side, Miller fires a 3, leaves it a little strong on the putback. It's a miss right under the rim by Brown. And a foul on the rebound on Utah State. They get it on Dwayne Brown Jr. for a shove after he missed the bunny. That is as point blank a look as you will see missed maybe anywhere.
And how many times do you see it where a guy misses the bunny and immediately fouls as a result in frustration? And that's all that happened there for Brown.
And the foul on Brown is the 7th on Utah State, so free throws for the Bobcats. 76-54, Utah State on top, 8:13 to go. And it'll be Sam Newman, the senior, at the strike. Native of St. Paul, Minnesota. First free throw, leaves it short. Rebounded by Utah State. Merrill got the board. Aggies have it well in control. A 22-point advantage for the visitors from Logan, Utah. Preseason number 9 in the Mountain West. If they're the 9th best team in that league, it's going to be a fantastic league. Drive on the right side, a runner missed by Brown, rebounded by Montana State. Cast down by 22 with 7:45 to go. Tyler Hall zigzags to the keyhole, gets inside the foul line, misses the 13-footer, hit it off the back iron, rebounded by Utah State. Merrill comes up the left boundary in front of his kneeling coach, Craig Smith, in his first game as the head man for the Aggies. Over to Brown, a left side drive, reverse layup with the right is in. Brown has 13. He is the second into double figures for Utah State. Makes it 78-54. Montana State gets it tipped out of bounds, and we get a timeout. 7:20 remains. Utah State 7.
Yeah, he's just a special player who's come into his own in the last year and a half. And a guy Montana State doesn't really have an answer for right now. And that's, I think one of the things you're trying to figure out in the non-conference, who's going to be that defensive stopper. Right now, the Bobcats still looking for that answer.
Montana State's had some decent looks. They just haven't gone down. Tyler Hall and Harold Freya combined 8 of 25 from the field. Utah State has it up by a 24-point margin with 7:09 left. Here's a nice dish inside. It goes to Dwayne Brown Jr. for an easy layup from Merrill. Brown is up to 15, 80-54. Utah State in front. Just a smidge under 7 minutes to go. Harold Frey, a nice turning of the corner. He goes and dishes underhand scoop to Haruna, who gets fouled in the paint. 1-and-1 coming for the Bobcats. The foul on Utah State call on Merrill, his second. 8th foul of the half on Utah State. 1-and-1 for Usman Haruna. Haruna 5 points. All of it came in the first half. 3 of 5 at the free throw line. Takes a deep breath, dribbles it once, bends the ball behind his head, fires it up there, and it bounces off right. Rebounded by Brown and Utah State. Aggies in the front court, leading it 80-54. 6:45 to go. Here's a drive by Tarion Knight, and that is a great take. On the right angle, he just did whatever he wanted as he slashed inside. 82-54, Knight's up to 6. Daniels has it for the Bobcats. He goes down the left side of the lane, a scoop and a foul. Missed the shot, got knocked to the deck. The rebound or the foul make it on Brown, his 4th. Looks like Montana State might be wearing down just a little bit as well.
Yeah, I think the physicality, and Utah State has played 12 guys tonight. They've gone to everybody, and they've played extensive minutes. Almost everybody, well, 2 guys have played 5 and 6 minutes. Everybody else double digits. So they haven't relied just on, 3, 4, 5 guys. They've gone really deep into the bench.
So it'll be Haruna back at the free throw line for a pair. First free throw is in. So Haruna now 4 of 7 at the line. 82-55 the score. One more for the transfer from East Carolina. And he got it. Interesting story on Haruna. His family that adopted him in the United States, he'd lived in North Dakota for a couple of years. Their family actually has some business here in Bozeman, which is how he got familiar with the Montana State program. 82-56. The lead for Utah State. They have possession. 6:17 to go. Merrill in the left corner. 18-footer missed it short. It's rebounded by Taylor. Back out to Merrill. A 3. Gets a second crack at it, and he puts it in. And there's a new career high. Sam Merrill, 35 points on opening night. Gives Utah State an 85-56 lead. 5:59 to go. It's been a tough night for the Bobcats. As Montana State gets it into Haruna, flips one up there from the free throw line. He puts it in. 9 for Haruna in his Bobcat debut. 85-58. Merrill with 35 points is in the top 20 now in best scoring games in Worthington Arena history. As he gets it on the block from a great feed from the perimeter, he gets fouled on his way to the basket. Haruna gets called for the foul, his 4th. 8th foul on Montana State, so a couple more free throws for Sam Merrill. So Worthington Arena, a building that is, 60 years old? Now Sam Merrill, one of the 15 best scoring games in the history of this building right now.
Yeah, and he's just made it look easy. Almost feel like he hasn't broken a sweat. And don't forget, he spent his whole night guarding either Harold Frey or Tyler Hall. I mean, that's a pretty impressive feat.
He's up to 37 points, which is tied for the 16th best game in the building's history. Montana State has it as it's thrown from Daniels out on the perimeter. It bounces off the leg of the defender Brito and it goes out of bounds. Utah State leads it 87-58 with 5:27 left in the ball game. Bobcats will inbound on the sideline opposite their bench. Goes from Blevins into Daniels. Crosses over into the paint, kicks it out to Frey. A left wing 3 in there. Harold Frey's up to 13 points. 87-61 the Utah State lead with 5:12 to go. And now a steal. Blevins steals a pass on the perimeter. He goes in and jams it in with the right hand. He did that one all by himself. 87-63 the score with 4:59 remaining.
Nice little 5-0 run for the Cats. Get a little bit of momentum going.
Lob on the baseline. Merrill fumbles it. A rare mistake for Merrill in this one. Merrill a big night. 37 points on 12 of 18 shooting. He's 5 of 7 from the three-point line. That's maybe the impressive part. We talked about his three-point prowess. He was 7th in the nation last year. But of his 18 shots tonight, 11 have been inside the arc.
Yeah, 7 for 11 inside the arc, almost 80%.
Montana State has it down 87-63. Blevins in the left corner, in and out on a triple try. It's rebounded by Knight and Utah State. 4.5 remaining. Aggies up 87-63. Off-ball foul called on Montana State. Devin Kirby picks up his 4th. Team foul number 9 on the Bobcats. So the final 1-1 of the game, both teams sitting right at 9 fouls. So everybody will shoot double bonus the rest of the way.
Ultimately, this will be an experience that's going to help the Bobcats down the road. You're playing a Mountain West team on your home court. Good, big, athletic team, well coached, fundamentally sound. Forces you to grow as a team and figure out your weaknesses quickly and get to work.
Keita, the first of 2 free throws, is in there. 5 points, kind of a mixed bag for him on his debut as a college basketball player in the United States. Native of Portugal. Second free throw for Keita. Bounces off right. Rebound fought for, and it's taken away by Brito in Utah State. Blevins tried to secure it with one hand, didn't get it with both hands. Utah State's able to keep it. 88-63, the Aggies with the lead, and a travel in the right corner by Brito gives it back to the Bobcats. The length of Utah State has really been a big factor, and the rebounding numbers show that. Utah State has out-rebounded Montana State 45-24.
And some of that just comes down to field goal percentage. Shooting such a higher percentage puts you in a position where there just aren't as many defensive rebounds to get.
Montana State has the ball down 88-63 with 4:04 to go. Nicaragua at the top, off the bounce, fires a 3, leaves it off the mark right. Keita the rebound for the Aggies, who will bring it back the other way. Merrill has it. Looking at a 40-point game, but he knocks down another 3 ball. He gives it off to Knight, who misses a 3. Another offensive rebound. It's picked away by Knight. He just out-hustled the Bobcats for it. Takes it around the corner, goes on the baseline right, and lays it in. He has 5, 90-63. 3:33 remains in Bozeman. Aggies 90, Bobcats 63. Montana State has it in the front court. Frey zigzags a hook pass into Kirby. He gets fouled and will get a timeout. We'll step aside. 3:22 remains. Utah State 90, Montana State 63. Utah State 90. Montana State 63 as the Bobcats having a tough night shooting the ball, just 36% from the field, while Utah State shooting it at a 48% clip. Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Montana State basketball from Learfield. .322 remains at Worthington Arena. Aggies at 90, Bobcats 63. Montana State at the foul line with Devin Kirby after a Utah State foul before the break. First free throw for Kirby is off the back iron. Kirby has really improved a ton. Hasn't shown up necessarily on the stat sheet tonight, but he played really well in the first half tonight.
Yeah, and I think he got better tonight. I mean, he's a work in progress. He's getting a lot better. But I thought he had a good first half, and he's finishing this game out. That'll be good.
Made the second of the 2 free throws, 90-64. 3:18 to go. Utah State against the Bobcat zone has had a pretty good night. In the right corner, Miller pounds in a 3 ball, his first bucket of the night. He played in just 5 games last year and suffered a foot injury, which cost him the rest of the season. He's a pretty good ball player as well. 2:59 to go, 93-64. Montana State has it. First appearance for Quentin Guilford. Zeke Quinlan also in there off the bench in the final 3 minutes. Now Layden Ricketts catch and shoot three on the right side. He is up to 8, making it 93-67. But we'll get a little action for Quinlan and Guilford tonight in their Bobcat debut.
Yeah, give them an opportunity to get out there, get their feet wet, get kind of those early season nerves off. Obviously, Quinlan missed the exhibition game there with a little bit of a dinged up shoulder, and it's good to have him back out.
Knight the third has it over to Porter on the near side. Ricketts falls down in the paint playing defense. On the right side, it goes back to Miller. He fires a three and misses it. Rebound offensively by Bean and Utah State. 2:29 to go. Aggies lead at 93-67. A drive on a dish from Knight on the baseline to Bean. He gets fouled on his way up, and he'll get a couple of free throws.
Boy, Bean just reminds me of Dennis Rodman. It's like he doesn't even pay attention where the ball is. He's just waiting for a shot to go up so he can go chase a rebound.
Well, Bean, or Craig Smith, the Aggies' first-year head coach, said that Bean could well be the team's best rebounder by the time the season's over.
I don't think there's any doubt. It's his focus. It's where he's trying to be and puts maximum effort into every shot that goes up.
And he's also an athletic kid. He actually won their slam dunk contest at their Aggie Madness event, beating Neemias Keita in the final.
Yeah, he's a pretty athletic young guy.
Made the second of the two, 94-67. Utah State in front with 2:19 to go. Nikarinen for Montana State turns the corner down the left side of the lane, drops off one to Kirby on the right block, who scoops it up and in. 94-69, Utah State in front, 2:05 to go. Aggies play pass and catch against the Bobcat zone. Miller put both hands over the ball like a football running back as he got into the paint, then pulled it loose and laid it in. I have no idea how he did that. 96-69, Montana State with it with 1:45 to go. Nikarinen misses a runner, and another aggressive rebound by Bean, the native of Moore, Oklahoma. Porter up the left sideline in the left corner. It goes to Miller. Shot fake on a three to Porter. Back to Miller. Another fake of a three. Now it goes back to Porter. On the right corner to Knight the third, and a foul, a double foul is called inside. So Kirby and Fakira. So that'll be Kirby's fifth foul on a double foul. Fakira picks up his third for Utah State. 1:28 remains. Kirby comes out. Max Schumacher back in for the Bobcats in place of Kirby, who's fouled out. 96-69, Utah State in front here in Bozeman.
Good opening night for Kirby there. Ends with 5 points, 5 fouls, but made an impact. Played against a couple of really good bigs, and hopefully that'll just improve him throughout this season.
Utah State has it, an air ball in the left corner off the hand of Porter. So it goes back over to Montana State with 1:18 to go. It's been a tough one for the Bobcats at both ends of the floor. Nikarinen has it for Montana State. A body bump foul called on Fakira, his fourth. So Nikarinen will go to the free throw line for Montana State. .112 to go. Nikarinen, 2 points tonight, both at the free throw line. Bends, fires, and arcs up there, and he puts it in. Well, that matches his best game, his best total of last season as a freshman. He has 3 points. Played a small role, which increased as the season went on. This free throw goes in and out. Rebounded by Utah State. 96-70. 1:05 remains here at Worthington Arena. Knight with a left-handed dribble out near the midcourt line, letting the time tick away. To Porter, back to Knight in the jump circle. Just let the clock run. They're down to 9 on the shot clock. They haven't gone anywhere near the three-point arc. Now Knight attacks onto the right wing up to Fakira as he drops it back behind him, fires a three, and he puts it in. Fakira has 5, 99-70 the score. 40 seconds remain. Bobcats have it. Quinlan in the near side. And as he drives inside, a foul called.
Good aggressive drive by the freshman. Their first touch on the offensive end, gets into the paint, get himself a chance to get on the score sheet.
So at the foul line, it'll be Zeke Quinlan, the freshman from Portland, Oregon. And the free throw bangs out left. Been just a little bit of a difficult stretch for him as he learns the pace of the college game day to day in practice, which is not uncommon for freshmen. Second free throw in there. That's his first point.
That and the fact he's got 2 seniors at his spot right in front of him, and those guys are good players.
99-71, Utah State the lead. 24 seconds remain. Knight dribbling it around the midcourt line. Gives it over to Porter. 15 seconds to go. They will have to shoot it. There's about a 3-second difference in the 2 clock. Bean on the left side, drives, picks up his dribble, throws it out. Miller in the right corner to Porter with 3 on the shot clock. Goes up, gets it blocked. Follow is off the mark. The tip try, however, is in. Off the hand of Bean. Makes it 101-71, and that'll do it. Final score, Utah State 101, Montana State 71. Post-game report in a moment. This is Montana State basketball from Learfield.